Hi, I'm Amy with One Mommy Scrapping and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a new order from Tonic Studios which includes all of the available White Wonderland collection. If you're not part of the One Mommy Scrapping family yet, I'd love if you'd hit that subscribe button and then hit the bell so you're notified whenever I upload a video. Let's get started. Alright, so here is my Tonic order. I went, and you can see there's more here than just White Wonderland, but I did pick up a couple things that I've been wanting. One is the mixed card pack from their first trend this year back in February, Tropical Paradise. It has a high gloss mirror card called Magnificent Magenta, Inca Gold holographic card, and then one of these is Palm Tree, which is pearlescent card, and the other one is Jungle Fever, which is a specialty card. I have these, I think, in the larger packages, but when I only want to cut a small bit, then I like having the 6x6. So I picked up that. I also picked up some of the tools. August, right now they are having a tool sale. I've got some other tools I've also picked up recently from Tonic. If you would like me to do a video on Tonic tools, leave a comment down below and let me know that. And now we have White Wonderland. All right, so before we get started, I want to show you the full collection because what I have here is not the full collection. What I have here is what is currently available. It is missing the embossing powders because, well, I'll tell you why in a moment, but these I can't wait to get because they are both glitter embossing powders. It's also missing, see if I can talk, the two glacier pastes in white, winter white and iron frost. This one looks like a navy, like with silver sparkles. Like I look at it and think night sky. I cannot wait to get it in my hands. These are both held up in shipping. They are supposed to be arriving at the docks sometime right around now. I mean, today was the date I was given, but, and then it'll make it to the Tonic, to the Tonic warehouse. This is in the US, obviously. I can't talk this morning. I think I need more coffee. So they should be arriving in dock today or around today, and then go to the Tonic warehouse in California. That's provided nothing else comes up. I mean, everything is very strange right now with the virus and all that. But if they do follow that schedule, then these should be available on the website by the end of the month. I've talked to Tonic HQ in the United States, and that's what they've told me. So let's now get into everything. I picked up the two bundles, the two biggest bundles. Neither of them are available right now. You can still get for the Nuvo products, they're smaller bundles, depending on what you want. And all of the papers, except this one right here, we'll talk about, are available individually. I'm going to set the Tonic, or excuse me, the Nuvo aside. It's all Tonic. And I'm going to open up and start with the card. I am just starting to get into the Craft Perfect cardstock. And so I picked up two of their 6x6 pads. This I already have. It comes, or it came with the Tonic Craft kit from June, I think it was. Maybe it was July. I think it might have been July. I can't remember now. But it follows the same quantity as all of their others. It comes with 24 sheets. There are 8 different designs. They are two-sided, and you get 6 of each design. So if there's one design you particularly like but don't like the B side, then you have plenty of it, regardless. If you like all of it, then I suggest picking up 2. I will say this is a nice quality. It's not super thick, but it is great for layering with cards. It says 160 GSM. I know that means something. I still don't have all of my paper terminology like figured out. I'm mostly a, let's get pattern paper and scrapbook. But this is really nice. I also picked up the mixed card pack. So this is what I just showed you with the first trend of Tropical Paradise. This comes with their classic card, pearlescent card, and then specialty card and high gloss mirror card. And we're going to look at each of these plus I think one more on my desk. So let's start off at the bottom. This is their classic card. It has a nice linen texture. This one's called Misty Gray. So it reminds me of a neutral gray. It doesn't lean too warm. It doesn't lean too cool. You get 10 sheets and they are letter size. It's 80 pounds and letter size 8.5 by 11 inches. This is the one card that is currently not available on their website. They have sold out, and it is a specialty card. And I think the reason it's not in this, which you would think it would be, those are glaring kind of bad. There we go. Is because of the kind of paper it is. It's a handcrafted cotton paper. The classic card they sell in 10 packs. All of their specialty papers, whatever the finish, are in 5 packs. So this is called Arctic Ice, and it's really, you can hear a little bit of the texture there, but it almost reminds me of little teeny tiny ice cubes. I have this, I think, in another color that came with a kit, and that was what I thought of. It reminds me of like salt crystals zoomed in underneath a microscope, because you have all these little squares all up against each other. The back side is white, and you have the debossed pattern. So you could actually, if you liked this but wanted to change the color, you could do something on the back. This is one of those specialty cards. This is this one right here, and this is called Silver Pinstriped. It is also A4 size, has 5 sheets and 85 pounds. So it's like they foiled a piece of paper and then ran it through and embossed it with, like, literally their stripes. I know you cannot see that with my camera, but they are, and you can hear that. The back is smooth and white. And then you have their pearlescent, I can talk, pearlescent card, Caribbean Sea. This is also 8.5 by 11, like the classic card is, and it is 92 pounds. You get 5 sheets, and it is pearlescent on both sides. The pearlescent paper is the only one that has that specialty treatment on both of the sides. This one's called Caribbean Sea, and it is beautiful. It reminds me, like, this is what a winter sky looks like to me. I can't wait to like die cut some snowflakes and put it up against this. I think it'll be so pretty. And finally, you have my favorite. Look, it's mirror card, and it's not 100% like a mirror, but there you can see my camera in the reflection. This is Turkish turquoise. I'm having a lot of trouble this morning. You get 5 sheets, 92 pounds, and it is a very high gloss. Their mirror card has 2 finishes. One is the high gloss and the other is a satin. I prefer the high gloss. I just really like how that looks when it's die cut. The back side is white. I can't remember if I told you that or not, but again, 5 sheets, 92 pounds. So these are all of the papers that are available with the White Wonderland collection from Craft Perfect. I guess they call it card. I'm so used to saying cardstock, and then to switch to just saying it's card, I'm like, okay. Now this is the bag everybody wants to look at. This is all of the Nuvo products that are currently available. I have already ordered the embossing powders and the glacier paste, so as soon as they arrive, they'll ship out to me, and then I will show you guys those in a separate video. Some of these things I already own, or I've already tried samples of, because they were available in the Tonic Craft Kit, the same kit that I got that 6x6 pattern paper from. So let's pull out like one of the more boring things, I guess you say. And those are the ink pads. I don't have too many of the Nuvo Diamond hybrid ink pads. They are ones you can use with watercolor or with alcohol marker. I tested some of the other colors that I have, because I've gotten a few of them. I'm just going to knock things over here. This is all I have of these. So I've gotten a few from other craft kits and whatnot. Really? You're just going to fall over again? Okay. That's all right. I'm just going to talk to my supplies. But I have the Lawn Fawn inks, and I purchased those way before I really fell in love with Nuvo. So these are ones I'm glad to have. I'm glad that you can use them both with alcohol and water, because sometimes I'll watercolor and sometimes I will use alcohol marker, and I don't really plan ahead all the time. I know that sounds shocking, but you get black shadow, so it's your classic black. Metro Gray, which I don't tend to stamp a lot in gray, so we'll see how that works. And then this is the one I'm most excited about, is the Clear Mark. It's an embossing pad, so I believe it's like the Versamark, where what you would use for your embossing powders. So if this is really nice, I think I'm going to get the full size of it, because I would like a new pad. The one I've had is older than my daughter, who turned 12 a couple weeks ago, and is showing its age. Still stamps, but it's got some stuff in it, so when I emboss with clear, sometimes some of the ink remains that are left on the stamp pad show up. So this is really cool. Another thing I want to pull out, they have a new marker color called Arctic Blast. Now, if you have not tried, I'm going to pull out, this is just a piece of trash from my trash can. If you have not tried these glitter markers yet, I would suggest trying one. You don't have to try them all until you find out that you are absolutely in love like I am. I'm going to be honest, this is the first one that I got in a Tonic Craft Kit, and it's Iced Americano. So I started off with brown. Brown is like one of my least favorite colors, and yet this is the marker that made me fall in love with these glitter markers because, and you're going to see some differences already. When you get them, they are not primed. So you will have to prime them. And now I just forgot which one was which. Okay, both caps are completely empty, so it doesn't matter. And when you prime them, you will press the tip down, okay? And I can't remember if it gives you the directions on how to prime it on here or not. Oh, here we go. So it says shake before use. Make sure the lid is on it. I'm going to be 100% with you on that one. I'll shake this one too just to be on the safe side. I've not used this one in a while. Shake before use. Spring-loaded tip. Press the tip down several times. Excess pressure will result in uneven application. Return cap after use. So I'm going to press the tip down, and you will eventually start seeing, there's like adhesive I'm sticking my hand on. You will eventually start seeing some of it come out, hypothetically. Oh, there we go. Now we're starting to penetrate the tip of the marker. Oh, now we're getting some out. Okay, so now the marker is primed. And I just want to see if, there you go. Turn it in the light. You can see that sparkle. I'm sorry for the glare. Maybe I shouldn't have picked up a shiny piece of paper to use. Anyways, but you can see the sparkle in this. I gotta tell you, I have some extras of these. I actually have 2 of the brown ones. And the extra ones I've taken to school and used to grade papers. And my students love it because it is just so dang sparkly. Oh my gosh. And at Creativation, when I was talking to Maria about these, she's one of their, she's on their design team. She told me you can stamp with these. You put your stamp on the acrylic block and color it with this and then stamp it. That's something I still need to try. So maybe I'll do that in an upcoming video. I'm supposed to have Stamp With Me go up this Wednesday, so maybe I should do it then. So this color is Arctic Blast. It's this beautiful teal color, which teals, aquas, and blues are what this collection is all about. All right, so next we have something that I have already tried 2 of these in that same Tonic Craft Kit. They often do the trends coming up. So I believe next month is the Rustic Rose. So if you have seen previews of the Rustic Rose, it's beautiful. Very vintagey looking. That might be a kit you want to pick up. So they will send samples, and they'll send full sizes of stuff too. The Tonic Craft Kit before that I got from June or July, from this summer we'll say, had the iridescent stars in it, which these are 8-pointed stars, I believe. Yep. 8, maybe 10-pointed. I can't tell. No, 8. Maybe wishy-washy on camera. That always such riveting viewing, right? So I got the iridescent stars, and I also got the Blue Blizzard, which is one of their metallic glitters. In this, you get in the 4-pack for White Wonderland, you also get Sub-Zero sequins. They usually come in 3 sizes. Nope, these have different sizes in, so you get some smaller ones, middle size, and then some bigger ones. It looks like it might just be 2 sizes. And then you also get Drifting Snow, which is an iridescent glitter. It's white, and then it has an iridescent treatment to it. It looks like it's got the purple, I'm seeing some purple flash to it. So that'll be pretty, like to put a little strip of glue on like the rooftops of buildings and use that as snow for your card making. Or scrapbooking, since, you know, I use this for scrapbooking. All right, the next thing, this is a product I have already tried in the sample size. And actually, let me quickly pull out my binder here, my sample binder. I don't know why I didn't bother to do this first. This is called Peacock Blue. And I'm not a mist person for the most part. I was part of the glimmer mist trend when it started, and I have like 80 some different bottles, all sorts of colors. So I have not picked up a lot of these. However, with the tropical collection, Tropical Paradise, I got, of course, the Sparkle Spray and the Mica Mist. The Mica Mist I tried first. It has a lovely shine to it and reminds me of my glimmer mist. Then I tried their Sparkle Spray, and like my jaw hit the floor. Look at the shine. Holy moly. Look at that. Look at that. This Sparkle Spray lives up to its name. I don't like want this in all the colors. And I want to email them going, can you make like a nice purple? I actually think they have purple. But I would love to see this in like a hot pink and a baby pink and a Christmas red, a Christmas green. Oh, they don't have a huge array of colors right now. But the ones that they do have, I really do want to pick up. So you get the nice shot of the color, but then in the light, it just shimmers beautifully. So this I have a sample size of. I'm happy to have the full-size bottle. Now, this is the full-size bottle. It is a smaller bottle compared to, for instance, the Glimmer Mist, or even their this is the Sparkle Spray. Their Mica Mist. This is a 1 ounce, 1 fluid ounce bottle, 30 milliliters. So you don't get a lot, but a little goes a long way. This is 2 sprays. That's 2 sprays, folks. 2. That's it. And look at it. It's amazing. Okay. Next thing we're going to pull out are their mousse, I don't know. They have 3 different types of mousse right now. They have embellishment mousse, they have expanding mousse, and then they just came out this year with a 3rd kind, which is crackle mousse. The different mousse, you can tell what they are without seeing names by their lids. The white lids are the embellishment, gray lids are expanding. Both of those are round. The white octagon, I think it is. Oh, I put it somewhere else. Yeah, I think it's an octagon shaped lid. The white octagon is the crackle mousse. So this one comes with 2 embellishment. This one is called Polar Wind, and this one is called Snowstorm. And this is where I'm realizing I never pulled out the paper I was going to need to use to swatch these, because, you know, let's not be prepared here. But luckily I have paper down here on the floor, so it's pretty easy just to pull out some quick sheets. All right, so let's grab a craft knife and get wipes before I need them. And then I need my X-Acto knife, which probably running around without its lid on, and it is. I always have to be careful in my scissor drawer because the lid never stays on this thing. All right, so let's start off with the Polar Wind. The embellishment mousse all have like a pearly kind of texture to it, and depending on how you apply it, it dries. It can dry very quickly if you apply a thin coat, like with a makeup sponge. So if I wanted to do that here, I would just go, oh, I just love how that feels. Oh, it's so nice. So this will actually dry relatively quickly. I've used the makeup sponges with brushes before. Not brushes. I swear, I know what I'm saying. I use the makeup sponges with stencils, and I will usually do it like some of the dabbing and then a little bit of the rubbing and then a little bit of the dabbing, because I don't want any to really to go under the stencil. But this will dry relatively quickly. You can also use it with a craft knife, and depending on how thickly you apply it will make it dry either faster or not. Again, with stencils, this is awesome. Now, I do not have any right here, but I will be getting it later. I've been asked before, how do you keep your embellishment mousse from drying up? It is a paint... now I got it. I got embellishment mousse on my swatch. I'm going to have to redo that swatch. That'll bug me. Embellishment mousse is like a paint product. It is not going to last forever. If you buy any of the mousse, buy it when you have a project planned, or don't take the foil off until you know what project you're going to do. And I'm trying to keep my hands clean, and I managed to make it even worse. How is that like humanly possible? Talent, as I tell my class. It will eventually dry out. However, one thing that I've done that helps minimize the drying inside is I use the Glad Press and Seal, and I will, hold on, I have it right here. Let's just go ahead and do it. So I like the Glad Press and Seal because I am truly deficient when it comes to using saran wrap. My mother-in-law is like the saran wrap queen, and I look at it and it like stops sticking just by me looking at it. I don't have that problem with Press and Seal. Now, I have an extra sheet right here, so I pull it off and then I cut it in half. I just stick this to my bookcase right next to me. It just stays up there on the side of it. Now, when I go to put this away, I press it down in so you have as little air as possible touching the product. All right, so this one, and then I just fold this around. I usually am able to use the Glad Press and Seal a few different times before I end up messing it up enough that I just throw it away and start over again. But yes, Glad Press and Seal is actually one of my craft room staples. All right, so there is the Polar Wind. Get that nice icy blue. The next one, which, again, I'm getting this everywhere. White. Like, what was I doing? The next one is the white one. I have been waiting for a white embellishment mousse for ages. All right, so I'm excited about this. And I know some people will keep this in there. I've just never managed to be able to do that without making a complete mess every time I go back to use it the second time. So again, look, you can't really even see it on this sponge or even in person. Oh my, this is not going to show up on camera. I can just tell you that right now. Let's then pull out a little bit here. Maybe, yeah, it'll show up. So it's not like an icy white. It's more of like a chalky white, but it still has, yeah, you can see it in the light right there. It still has that pearly finish. That is actually what I think of when I see this. I think of like pearls in jewelry, a pearl ring or pearl necklace, because you have that nice luster to it. Now, this one's already dry, okay? This one is almost completely dry. I'm not getting it on my hands, but I could still mess it up. It's what I call for nail polish. It's touch dry. Like, you don't have to be quite as careful, but you still want to be careful. These are both still wet. Let me just put my finger in it. I mean, see, it's still wet because it's with a thicker texture. So it will take a little bit longer to dry. I will say though, when you use your palette knife or whatever you use with it, if it's something that's reusable, clean it off right away, because otherwise you end up with it like staining. And it'll do that with the stencils. I have a lovely stencil of mine that is orange because I use some of this with orange, with the pumpkin. I can't remember what it's called now. But it doesn't affect the stencil. It's just aesthetically it looks different. So again, push it down, put the lid on. And this should help it. It's not going to make this thing last forever. Like if I don't use this again for a year, I'm not going to expect it to be like this. It might be usable, but it also might be hard as a rock because this is not a product that's expected to last. These do have shelf lives. The last one I got, I'm actually not going to open. Let me go grab something really quickly. Hold on one moment. I'm still coming. All right. I'm going to actually use this. This was the small sample pot, and I just realized I actually didn't need to open the Polar Wind one because we got these two sample sizes of the mousse in that same kit. So I have the Iced Aqua Expanding Mousse already open, so I'm going to use that because that will let me keep that one preserved, I guess is one way to put it, for a longer period of time. Oh, and I have stars on that one. Okay. So, this one again, this is what I can do this. Expanding mousse, I love. I think I love the expanding mousse even more than the embellishment mousse for a couple reasons. Reason number one is it will behave exactly like embellishment mousse when you go to put it on. However, whether I wanted to put it on with a makeup sponge, whether I wanted to put it on with a craft knife, it works exactly like it. The difference is if I want to use a heat gun. So if I take this and I spread it, and like I say, this has been open for a couple months, still beautiful. It almost reminds me of like butter, like the soft butter. I can spread it around like this and it works again exactly like that. Now, I can then take my heat gun though. You know what I'm going to do? Let's do this. Let's cut this for a moment. And we'll let that stay right there. And then we're going to put on a little bit more. And a little goes a really long way. Let's turn on It takes a moment. With it spread so thin, I hadn't ever tried to like heat set that. So the texture doesn't really change when, there we go, when it's being heat set. When it's the thin. All right. So this doesn't change. Like, it still feels smooth. Okay. But you can see, oh, maybe you can't. I don't know. Okay. If I tip it to the light, you can see there's a difference in the amount of like shimmer that's in this one compared to this one. All of this has bubbled up. So it actually now has a really neat texture to it. The color I first picked up in the expanding mousse was a brick red color. And let me tell you, using that brick red through a stencil is amazing. And actually, I happen to have that right here. So I used a, I think it's called Fired Brick is the color. And you can even see, like, some of it I didn't quite hit with the heat gun, and it is still shimmery. And the parts that I did, like right in here, and this looks like brick texture. And one day I'm going to get around to doing this layout because it's a picture of my daughter at platform 9 3/4 at Universal Studios. One day I'll get to that. All right, and see, and I didn't even pull this completely off. It still covers all the way around. Seal it down, and perfect. I'm going to just wipe this up. Now, I will tell you, normally when I use a makeup sponge, I just use one per color. And then I'll actually take the sponge and store it in the lid. Because, you know, it's a sponge, it's going to sink down. So that way I can use the same thing. And I will cut this and trim it. And so actually what I think I'm going to do is cut this part off that is not, I say this was Polar Wind. And then I'll just put this in here. And so now I have a sponge already set up for the next time that I use that mousse. All right, now we come to my very favorite product. If you know me, you know I love my Nouveau drops. 100,000%. I am a drop girl. That is what has made me fall in love with this company. And I am going to pull out one drop there. We got in that Tonic Craft Kit, we got a full size of the Jewel Drop, which is their clear drop. Now it says it dries translucent. My personal opinion is that when you put it on your project, whether it's a card or a scrapbook page, I use these with scrapbooking all the time. That is not black. I thought it was. There we go. Doesn't really matter too much, but you know. But when you put it on a layout, it will go on, in my opinion, translucent. So this is the, whoop, let me just drop it there. This is the same bottle. I'm leaving this sealed up. I'm going to put this in a giveaway. All right, so when it goes over, you can still, let me zoom in, but you can still see like the pen mark through it. Once it completely dries though, it ends up drying clear, just tinted with the color. So when I was in school, I remember learning transparent means it's completely clear even if it's tinted. So to me, this is transparent. Translucent lets light through it and you can kind of see it, but it makes it harder to read. So to me, when it's wet is when it's translucent. And then opaque would be something like your crystal drops because they don't allow light to pass through at all. So this is a beautiful color. It really does work so well with the rest of the Jewel Drop line. Woo! I'm about to knock over my press and seal. So here's your full Jewel Drop line right here. And it does fill in this nice little niche between the Sea Breeze and the Steel Blue. So I like that. All right, next up, we're going to start opening some of these because I haven't tried these out yet. Oh, I just love opening a new bottle of Nouveau. All right, this one is called Blue Ice. It is a metallic crystal drop. So I almost went to use it off to the side, but I'm like, wait, I'm just doing samples for you guys. So it is one, okay, I want to see something here. So this one I did the little twirl. This one I pulled straight up with. And it's interesting. The one that I swirled, which is what I normally do with the metallics because I tend to have issues with it looking like a chocolate chip, domed quite nicely. Even pulling straight up, the peak disappeared. I can still see a little bit of not a quite perfect dome like I have here. However, this is a nice consistency with this drop. So the difference between the metallic and the gloss drops are a solid color. These have kind of a pearly finish, and this one has almost like the flash in it leans a little to the yellowy side, which is really pretty. I mean, it's not yellow. Don't get me wrong there, but it's very beautiful. All right, so it's kind of pearly, kind of like the mousse are pearly. Next up is the stone drop. This one is called Morning Fog. Looking at it just in the bottle, I can't tell if it's gray, like if it's a true gray, or if it's blue. And even here, it's like a very cool leaning gray. It's like, it makes me wonder if I put this on gray cardstock, if it would show up and look more blue, and then put it on blue cardstock, it looks more gray. It's kind of one of those chameleon colors. Now, there is a distinct tip difference size between every other drop and the stone drop. The stone drops are named stone drops because they actually have something in there. I don't know what it is. It reminds me of sand, to be completely honest. That is a grit. So if I was to put a little bit on my finger and rub like this, it doesn't rub smoothly, and you can actually kind of see the grit that is left behind. And it does. It feels exactly like sand. Because it has that sand-like product in it, the nozzle, the tip of it, is a little bit bigger. So you will not get really fine lines like that unless you are very careful, because you have to be a little slower in doing it, because when I want to squeeze like I normally do, you get a very wide line, which is fine. These are really cool to just do the dots with. I want to see how well that domes out, because it's not a perfect dome. The stone drops are one I still sometimes need to practice the little swirl. Like that one now looks like a cylinder. Like, how did I do that? But these are really nice to use on pages, especially if it's an outdoorsy page, because these add just a really nice texture. And then our very last product today for the White Wonderland is the new Dream Drop. When I have people who are new to Nuvo drops ask me what kind to start with, I always suggest the gloss crystal drops, because gloss crystal drops to me, and over most of the metallic ones, dome really easily. I don't tend to have too much trouble. I also recommend the Dream Drops. I have never had a Hershey Kiss with a Dream Drop. You don't have as many colors, which is why I also recommend the gloss drops though. So you have a whole bunch of those. So this is the same size nozzle as the crystal drops. And let's see what this one's called. Frosted Lake. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's beautiful. So you've got kind of a peachy flash to it, which is so neat. Like, it leans pink, but it's not like completely pink. And these make, even if I pull straight up, they will dome beautifully. Got to give it a few more seconds than if you swirl it, but it is amazing. And then what else is fun to do with these is to kind of spread them out, and you can do die cuts that have that iridescence. I know how to grammar. Let me pull out some black cardstock though. Oh, let's see if that one's a smaller piece. I don't need a ton of black here. There we go. That's what I need. What's really neat with the Dream Drops is how beautifully it shows up on black. But then there's that flash I was talking about. Look at that. The different Dream Drops will have different flash colors. That's what I know the nail polish world calls it when you have an iridescent product. You have your base color and then it's flash. So this kind of looks almost like a slightly peach toned magenta, which is beautiful. And you can even see it on my finger there. All right, so I am done now not reviewing, just showing you guys all of the amazing White Wonderland products. I will leave a link down below. So if you want to purchase any of these, then you can pick them up. It is an affiliate link, which means that I get a very small commission from it. And it just kind of goes to help support the channel. Because like all this stuff all stuff I bought. Tonic isn't sending them to me. I just really like the products, so I need it all. Because, you know, it's drops. I gotta have drops. If you were to pick up one thing, if I was to tell you one thing to pick up, it would probably be the Dream Drops. If I had to tell you what two things to pick up, I would do the Dream Drops and the White Mousse. And the reason I would say the White Mousse, you could mix color with this, like put some on your craft mat and then put some color in it. And you could actually come up with then some different colors of the embellishment mousse. And Dream Drops, I will always recommend Dream Drops. If this was a gloss, I would have picked that one as what to recommend. But Dream Drops are beautiful. And I'm looking at those ones that I just pulled straight up on. And they domed out beautifully. And in fact, oh, see, I've got my thumb in it. Because, you know, I can't touch anything. This is why Nuvo Drops go on my layouts last. Looks like the Stone Drops have like that one still has a little bit of peak to it. But nothing horrible. So, let me know down below, what was your favorite White Wonderland product? Have you picked up any of this? Are you planning on picking up any of this? If you like sprays, try their sparkle spray. That's amazing too. I could go on and on about these products. So I will do another video when the embossing powder and glacier paste come in. And if you would like to see a tools video, especially now when Tonic is running their tool sale on their site, let me know down below too. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a lovely day. Bye.